I'm going to speak just off the cuff here. We've had a lot of conversations on our side, Jimmy, over the last few weeks as it relates to the leadership of our conference. And I'm proud to say that we are wrestling with things of the greatest import, which have to do with our fiscal health and the deterioration thereof in this country, and the important and difficult things that we have to do to address it so we can right this ship, and so that we can ensure that our children are in good financial stead, and that they will not have to dig out of a hole of trillions upon trillions of debt. It's not right, it's immoral, and I don't think anybody on this committee, Democrat or Republican, thinks it's acceptable. We laid out the reverse the curse budget resolution. It's our job. I think one of the problems with this place is we don't do our job, and we don't do it very well. We don't do it on time. We don't take it seriously. We don't have the process that encourages or forces us to do this job, and so we just don't. We avoid these difficult conversations, and it's getting more difficult, so it's easier to avoid them. And by the way, both sides do it. We don't pay for things. We don't authorize before we fund things. And it's just a big ball of dysfunction. And it's no wonder that we are at a place where we are at a $2 trillion annual deficit clip that will double in 10 years. And we are at an almost $1 trillion in interest payment clip that will triple in 10 years. It's no wonder with the dysfunction and the mess of this process. Here's one thing that I believe. I can't speak for all my colleagues, but we have to address mandatory spending. And while we're obsessing over the 1/2 of 1/3 of 1 year's discretionary budget, and I don't want to dismiss the fact that we ought to get our fiscal house in order, and there's waste and unnecessary spending on the discretionary side, and we ought to get after it and be stewards of the taxpayers up here. So it's not to diminish the discretionary, but it's the mandatory spending and the entitlement programs that are really driving the debt, and that if we don't address them, will truly bankrupt this country. Now, here's the deal. If you look at it, the unfunded liability over the next liabilities over the next 30 years, about $120 trillion. 99% of the cost, the unfunded liability, are two programs: Social Security and Medicare. And Social Security and Medicare are critically important to our seniors. And in this budget window, they will be insolvent. And so we have to address the solvency, and we have to address the sustainability, not only for seniors today, but for the future. So it is my strong belief that the Republican Party unilaterally will not be able to solve those issues, nor will the Democrat Party in this chamber or in either chamber solve the issues of Social Security and Medicare. They've been too politicized and weaponized over the years. I think we need a debt commission of some sort, but we have to have a commission, a framework, a model that works. And the reason we have you here is to share with us your experience and your wisdom so that we can apply the necessary contours to whatever debt commission we can pass, so that in the ultimate analysis and outcome, we have a solution that we can hold hands together in a bipartisan way and not only move that issue forward, but move the country forward with some peace of mind and confidence that our country is on a better path.